Morning, peeps. It's tea time. No, this is not tea. Can you see it? It's hot chocolate. Swiss Miss. This is technically spousal units. I'm not a big fan of hot chocolate like this. I like the old days where you took milk and put syrup in it. This stuff I'm not as fond of. I will drink it every once in a while, but this is why I got it. I was at Family Dollar with my sister, and look what I found. Have y'all tried these? This was like totally cool. Yes, pick me. I don't know. Somehow them being spoon-shaped made them more fun than regular candy canes. So, let's see if we can get one out. They have them so you can cut them all up and give them to different people. You know, like it would be cool to get a cup to give to somebody and put packets of hot chocolate in one of these spoons. I think that would be cool. And you'd want to leave it inside of the container. But look at this. Oh, I wonder how long it would take to mint out this hot chocolate. Ooh, it's cracking. Ooh. Mmm. Hot. It's too hot. Sometimes I put a little non-dairy creamer in it. I can't do dairy, so in hot chocolate to make it better. And I get the biggest cup in the cupboard because I don't care for how sweet. I mean, it says to put it in 8 ounces. Who can eat this when it's, whoa, look at my spoon. It's melting good in here. It says stir it into 1 cup or 8 fluid ounces. No. I can't even talk, it's so bad. It has to be with more water than that. Anyways, I thought that would be a good gift to give, is a cup with some, a packet of hot chocolate and one of these spoons. I don't know who I'd give it to, but it just sounded cool and I liked it. So there you have it. Ooh, I like that little peppermint in there. And does that make any sense? Because I don't like mint in my tea. Go figure. Not much is happening. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Le Brother is grilling a turkey. I'm non-carnivore, but I tend to taste some bites of his turkey because he went to a lot of work. And then we have all the other fixings. Today, I am making the green bean casserole and the pumpkin pie. So, yeah. It's a traditional turkey day. What can I say? I was going to tell you about the dog because the dog totally amused me. Le Brother built a dog house and a house for the cat. If you saw the videos, you know he did that. Well, they had a electric heating pad in the cat house because they had the cat first and they had ordered one for the dog house, but it hadn't showed up yet. The dog kept trying to get inside of the cat house and then he would get stuck in there. He wanted the heating pad. So they took the heating pad out of the dog house, the cat's house, put it in the dog house, and now the dog will go in his own place. He doesn't like the cold. I'll come out in the morning to feed him first thing, and if it's cold, he kind of sticks his face out. And if it's cold, he ain't coming out. His food's there. So it's all good. Anyways, I thought since it's Thanksgiving, I would do a little Thanksgiving questions. Are you ready? Question: how much did the world's most expensive Thanksgiving dinner on record cost? $181,000. Said Old Homestead Steakhouse in Manhattan served up the most expensive Thanksgiving dinner in 2019, which was the whopping $181,000, designed to serve 12 people. 12. What a waste of money. Next question. How many women were at the very first Thanksgiving celebration? Do you remember your history? Me neither. It says 4. Although reports vary, it's fairly certain that there were only 4, maybe 5, women at the first Thanksgiving celebration, all of which were married to men who were part of the first group of settlers. So there you have it. Next question. Which city's Thanksgiving Day parade ends with Santa Claus getting a key to the city? Do you know that one? Detroit. The Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade has been an annual tradition since 1924, the same year the Macy's Day Parade began in New York. I did not know that. I don't think they film it and show it here, do they? Next question. According to the Guinness Book of World Record, how much does the heaviest turkey on record weigh? 86 pounds. Wow. Yes, you read that right. A whopping 86 pounds. According to the Guinness, a turkey named Tyson, who weighed 86 pounds, was sold at a charity auction in London in 1989 for $6,692. That was one expensive. If I had a calculator, I'd tell you how much that was per pound. Wow. Okay. What town canceled Thanksgiving because they couldn't make pumpkin pies? The answer is Colchester, Connecticut. A frigid bout of cold weather in the middle of October led to the Connecticut River freezing, so settlers couldn't get their usual liquid sugar shipped in on time from across the pond. I don't know what liquid sugar is, but it sounds different. Next question. What professional football team has played almost every Thanksgiving since 1934? I'm not a football person, so. The Detroit Lions. George A. Richards, a former owner, purchased the Portsmouth, Ohio Spartans in 1934, moved them to Detroit, rebranded as the Detroit Lions, and George decided to host a Thanksgiving Day game against the world champion Chicago Bears in hopes of attracting fans. The team has always played on Thanksgiving except between 39 and 44 due to World War II. The Dallas Cowboys also joined in on the Turkey Day tradition in 1966 and have played every Thanksgiving except in 75 and 77. It doesn't say why they didn't play those years. Next question. What city is home to the oldest Thanksgiving parade? Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Gimbel Brothers department store in 1920 had only 50 people, 15 cars, and a fireman dressed as Santa Claus. Next, what did President Calvin Coolidge famously receive as a Thanksgiving Day gift? A live raccoon? In November of 1926, Vinnie Joyce of Nittah, Yuma, Mississippi, sent the 30th President of the United States a live raccoon to serve as Thanksgiving dinner. However, the President became so smitten with the furry animal that he pardoned it and adopted it as a pet, and he named it Rebecca. Okay, I've had raccoons as pets, but I've never ate one. Of course, I'm not carnivore, so I wouldn't eat it anyway, but that's just different. Have any of you ate raccoon? Okay, moving on. What's the only area in Australia to celebrate Thanksgiving? Norfolk Island. It says the tradition started when American whaling ships would make frequent stops on the island during the late 1800s. The tiny territory, home to fewer than 2,000 inhabitants, typically celebrated the American holiday with a meal that combines classic Thanksgiving food like pumpkin pie and cornbread blended with Norfolk Island cuisine. Many also celebrate by attending church services. How cool is that? Next question. How long was the first Thanksgiving? 3 days. Hunker down for a bit of the rich history of Thanksgiving. Today, Thanksgiving takes place over 1 decadent day. Maybe 2 if you count Black Friday. But the original Pilgrims really went all out. In November of 1621, the settlers' first corn harvest proved so successful that Governor William Bradford reportedly invited the Plymouth colonists, Native American allies, to enjoy the fruits of their labors. Members of the Wampanoag tribe came bearing food to share. They had so much bounty that the revelers decided to extend the affair. Wow. That's a lot. Next question. What food did the colonists and the Native Americans not have on the first Thanksgiving Day? Do you know that one? Turkey. While most of us enjoyed turkey as a centerpiece of our table, no one can say for sure whether it was even on the menu back in 1621. However, the original guests did indulge in other foods like lobster, seal, and swan. The Wampanoag also reportedly brought 5 deer to the celebration. If you also enjoy venison at your table, consider yourself perfectly aligned with the long-standing tradition. I've had deer. Swan, lobster, seal. No, thank you. Next question. What do Thanksgiving and the song Mary Had a Little Lamb have in common? Answer, they were both created by the same woman. Sort of. Writer and editor Sarah Josepha Hale convinced President Abraham Lincoln to officially declare Thanksgiving a national holiday after 3 decades of persistent lobbying. That's 30 years. The author also founded the American Ladies magazine, which promoted women's issues long before suffrage. She wrote countless articles and letters advocating for Thanksgiving to help unify the northern and southern states amid gathering divisions. Hale kept at it even after the Civil War broke out, and Lincoln actually wrote the proclamation just a week after her last letter in 1863, earning her the name the Mother of Thanksgiving. I did not know that. Next question. What wasn't part of the first Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade? I haven't watched it in a few years, but when I was a kid, it was the thing to watch. Gets you in trouble because back in those days, this is a while ago, the clowns were walking down the road on barrels, and my dad had barrels that he put 55-gallon drums that he put honey in. So we took them up to our sloping driveway, and we're going to walk on them. And it kind of gives you a head start, right? Because it's rolling already. So I'm walking on one, or pretending I am, and my sister bunked into me, and I fell and hit my head on her barrel, and I ended up with a concussion, stitches, all of that bloody mess. It was not fun. Boy, that was a TMI. Moving on. What? I never answered that. The answer was balloons. If you can imagine the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade without giant floats featuring your favorite characters, you'd barely recognize the first parade in the early 20s. It did have puppets riding the iconic floats, as well as singers and celebrities, and of course Santa Claus. That said, when the Thanksgiving Parade made its big debut in 24, it didn't have something that might be even crazier than it. They did have something that might be even crazier than balloons. Animals from the Central Park Zoo. Wow. Next question. Has Thanksgiving always been celebrated on the 4th Thursday in November? Do we know that? No. In 1939, Thanksgiving was celebrated on the 3rd Thursday in November. You might think President Roosevelt could predict the future, as he channeled a Black Friday mindset when he decided to move Thanksgiving during his presidency. Even though the holiday had been celebrated on the 4th Thursday since Lincoln officially recognized the federal holiday decades before, Roosevelt bumped it up a week, effectively adding 7 more days to the holiday season to boost the economy. That angered the football coaches who had Thanksgiving games already scheduled and calendars printed, who now had incorrect dates. Americans, to say the least, didn't love the change, so it was officially switched back in 1942. That was before my time. I didn't know they had switched it. Okay, next question. How many turkeys do Americans prepare each Thanksgiving? Wow. 46 million. Thanksgiving without turkey would be like Christmas without a tree, and most American families wouldn't dream of foregoing the almighty bird. While not super popular the rest of the year, turkey is a huge hit for holidays, probably because it can serve large gatherings. On Christmas, an additional 22 million families host an encore with their Thanksgiving turkey recipe. Wow. What percentage of Americans actually eat turkey on Thanksgiving? 88%. If your family goes in a different direction on the big holiday, you're not alone. According to the National Turkey Federation, 88% of Americans chow down on Thanksgiving turkey. The rest may be vegetarians or vegans or just taking a stand against a protein that, let's face it, doesn't show up much the rest of the year for a reason. I'm so amused by these. I can't help it. Next question. What happened to the turkeys that are pardoned by the president each year? The turkeys pardoned by the president go on to live fulfilled lives. Although President John F. Kennedy was the first to pardon a turkey, President George H.W. Bush was the first to make pardoning a turkey an annual event. In 1989, after he noticed the 50-pound bird at his official Thanksgiving proclamation looked a little nervous. Every president has upheld the tradition ever since, but what happens to that lucky bird that lives to squawk another day? In 2005 and 2009, the turkeys went to Disneyland and Walt Disney World Parks to serve as grand marshals in their annual Thanksgiving Day parades. I don't go to those places on holidays. They're too full of people. Next question. According to Americans, what's the best part of Thanksgiving? The leftovers. Fans of the loved turkey stuffing and mashed potato leftover sandwich. You're in the majority. Most Americans prefer Thanksgiving leftovers to the actual meal. I don't think I would go that far, but leftovers are nice. Almost 8 in 10 Americans agree that the second helping of stuffing, mashed potatoes, and of course pie beat out the big dinner itself. According to 2015 Harris poll, take a bite out of some sweet potato pie, these leftover stuffing recipes and easy mashed recipes. That was a link that I didn't need to read. Sorry. Next question. How much pumpkin pie do Americans eat every Thanksgiving? An estimated 50 million pumpkin pies are devoured every November. Some of us consider pumpkin pie a vehicle for whipped topping and could take it or leave it. If you'd rather leave your pumpkins for Halloween and dig into another Thanksgiving dessert, you're not alone. According to the American Pie Council, more Americans prefer apple pie overall. Okay. That was it. What do you think? Where do you stand on it? Pumpkin pie. The last Thanksgiving, my brother made key lime pie, which is, it makes me salivate thinking about it. It was very good. But Spousal Unit is a major fan of pecan pumpkin pie, so we're having pumpkin pie this year. And there's only 4 of us eating, 5 of us. There's 5 of us eating because sister has gone off to play with her kids. So we're only going to make 1 pie. That'll leave like 1 piece left for me. Well, I was going to throw some of my creations in here, but it's already gone into overtime, so we're just going to leave it at this. I hope this finds you guys having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Count your many blessings. The Lord is awesome. I hope this finds you absolutely flamazing. Stay blessed. Until next time. Hey, you made it to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.